So, I'm going to come up here because I'm probably driving him totally crazy, moving around. So, loving the haters. How to move into grace. That's the title that downloaded on me a couple of weeks ago. And Ryan and I, interestingly, were talking about one of the people that came to mind as I had this hater topic come up. Have you noticed that the internet has allowed our shadows to emerge more fully? In that you notice that there's hate a lot on the web. Because it's easy. It's the coward way out. When you can change your screen name to Anonymo, and you can say all manner of horrific things about people. And even if you don't change your name to Anonymo, sometimes you write horrific things. And I had been aware of this over the last several years, really, that it's gotten uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier. And I'm noticing that the energy of hate is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, or so it seems, or so it seems. And I was aware of this when a musician named, that's funny, a young girl named Rebecca Black. We won't call her a musician out of deference to Ryan and any other musicians in the group. Does anyone know who Rebecca Black is? The young girl who's 13 years old who has sung a song called Friday that has had over 100 million hits on YouTube over the last month. And 2 million of the 100 million people that have watched her video have disliked it. You know how you can like, dislike? And 2 million took an energy inside of them to dislike a 13-year-old girl's pet project. Okay? And some of the comments that you read, go home and check out YouTube, Rebecca Black Friday, and look at the 2 million comments that she has on this page. Now, here's the thing. This song is not good. It is not a good song, in my view. In my view, you know, opinions are like, everybody's got them. You all might think that Rebecca Black is amazing. However, there are lots of people that think she's sort of the epiphany of the downfall of Western civilization because her parents she comes from an affluent area in California, I believe, and her parents, when she's a 13-year-old girl who likes to sing, okay? Guess what? I was a 13-year-old girl that liked to sing too. Any other 13-year-old girls who like to sing, play the piano, dance, act, right? Model, do whatever else you wanted to do that you thought you were the shiz. Okay, you were 13 once, right? I remember, I was Rick Springfield's backup singer in my mind. And so there were these dreams of these kids. And she was fortunate enough to be born into a very affluent family where her mother and her father, which is kind of what's happening in this whole millennial generation where I grew up, you were asked if you wanted something, and my mom would just very clearly go, what, are you crazy? No, we can't afford that. No, right? It was no. I didn't get a ribbon for going to any single thing that I ever did. We were told there's some people that do it well and some people that don't do it well. In this culture, nowadays, everybody gets a certificate of participation, right? We all get this thing where suddenly we just show up, we don't have to be good. So here's Rebecca Black, this 13-year-old girl who really just likes to sing. And her parents are wealthy, and her parents say, honey, I can help you with that. You want to make a video? I'll help you make a video. We'll spend $8,000 or $10,000, and we will do a production of you going, Friday, 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 Friday. Okay? With cars and kids, and it's teeny bopper. It's a whole Britney Spears kind of a thing, right? And it's just light, and it's fun, and it's cotton candy, it's air. It doesn't mean anything, okay? But this was this little girl's dream. And what happened is, in this community, in this cultural community of ours, there's all this hate. There's all this resentment. There's all this judgment. There's all this anger. There's all this shadow that every single last one of us has that found a home. And it went, oh, she's an offense She's all that's wrong and evil in the music world, all that's wrong and evil in music, in everything. And I can harness this and go, blah, 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 blah. You suck! And they have death threats and everything to this 13-year-old girl. And I noticed it culturally happening. It happened to Ryan and I upstairs, where I said, Rebecca Black, and as a musician, it tweaks him, right? Here's the thing that this is an opportunity for us to do, for us to grow, is we look at this and we say, okay, where else in our lives do we hate? Where else in our lives do we hate? And we might not be some of the most offensive haters because we're here. You guys showed up on Sunday morning at 10:30. You're obviously conscious. However, there are moments in all of our lives, mine included, where we let that hate take over. And sometimes it's very obvious in our politics. Okay? We are buckling up for the hate fest. And you can already see it happening on the television. You can start to see it, right? People are ramping it up. And they're starting to get the vitriol going, and they're starting to get the attacks going. And it's like, I see people who I have so much respect for, and I think they're just walking it, they're walking the path. But then if you mention Sarah Palin to her, or Michelle Bachmann to her, she turns into a raging hose beast. Okay? She just turns into, you know, she can go on and on and on and on, and she's a very bright woman. She can go on and on about just how this person is just an offense to her. And yet, I also have another great friend who, if you talk about Barack Obama, oh my goodness gracious, she will go nuts. And she can, and it's all this emotion. It's all this emotion that gets triggered. You know, we sort of use facts kind of loose and easy, but what's really happening is it's an emotional charge. It's an emotional charge that we have. And I have them too. And I know that there's been times where I've hated. Oh my gosh, have I hated. I hate that guy. Anybody ever say that? I hate that guy. I hate that girl. I hate that woman. Oh, I hate that group. I hate them. Right? And you can feel that, right? That has a charge. That energy has a charge. It's big. Hate is big. Hate is big on the surface. Okay? So we have all these places that we stay away from God when we move into hate. When we move into that there's an other, that there's a group. And boy, oh boy, hate is insidious because it can give you all the facts. Okay? We all don't think we're just random haters. We have reason. I hate the corporations. I hate corporations. I hate multinational corporations. I hate oil companies. Right? We all have it. No matter how conscious we are, we have these places where we go into our shadows. So, when you look at this energy of hate, realize that it's a cancer on you. We are all walking as consciously as we possibly can, right? We are all here because we know, hey, this can't be, this life of just mediocrity, this life of pain, this life of violence, this life of destroying the planet, this life of total disconnection to my brothers and my sisters, this life can't just be this. It has to be something more. It has to be something divine. That's what we all secretly, or not so secretly, want in our heart. We want this to mean something. We want to be here for a reason. We want to put this world in a place where our children can go up and go, oh, that's what it looks like to be living in the light. That's what it looks like to not hate another person because of their color or their religion. That's what it looks like to be in communion with the divine. We all want that, yet we slip into hate, even in the smallest level. Where we do it the most, ourselves. Ourselves. Because if you have the strength and the power to hate something else, Barack Palin, if you have the power to hate somebody that much, you have that power residing inside of you right now. And that power, you might only just attack that person or that organization or that institution once every day, once every month, but you're attacking yourself all the time with this stuff.